White people food.
Oh, it's awful. I mm-mm. Yep, nope.
All right.
I
Yeah,
don't
we
even
do.
see it. Where's our like button? Oh,
Okay,
there it is. I
yeah,
found
I'm on.
us. I found us. Okay.
Yeah, we're all on. Everything's public. I'm just double checking. We are on. We are on, and
hmm
we're ready to go. So once that clock ticks over,
Yeah.
I might wait
Cluck
until
cluck.
somebody turns up. If somebody turns up.
Someone's gonna turn up. I don't know who, but
Hmm.
someone's gonna turn up. It's a debate on who's gonna get here first, Sammy or
hmm,
Connell.
Fair enough. I mean, this week I mentioned who I was going to talk about in the junk beforehand, so
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm
In the
excited for
junk.
this one.
Wait, did we come up with another story, another name for it? Not
Yeah,
even
but
John's
I
junk.
do. I don't know. I mean, we did say Wanderings, but I do like Juan's junk instead.
What's junk?
I just think it's on brand for us.
Oh my god, it is. If
All
we're
right.
being honest, it really is.
Okay, so whenever you're ready,
I'm ready if you're ready.
I'm always ready.
He's always ready. Let's go.
All right. Welcome everybody to Too Legit to Crit, a tabletop role-playing podcast hosted. Fuck that up, didn't I? See, this is the bit that people will get live. They won't get it in the
No, but
podcast
this is
thing.
the best parts. This is like
This is the
the
best
extra
part.
crispy edges of I'm hungry. I'm
Wow, you bounced.
so hungry.
Wow, that was a fucking ricochet of a thought.
It's a choo choo atlas moment.
That was that. All right. Okay, I'm going to start this motherfucker
Try
again.
that again.
Let's try it again. All right. Welcome, everybody, to Too Legit to Crit, a tabletop role playing podcast made for GMs who make travel interesting.
Explain. How do you make travel interesting?
I have no fucking. Nah, I mean, um, you make it so it leads somewhere. So what
Okay.
I used to do is for me, it used to be atmospheric. Um,
Oh.
so, for example, as they kind of went from one region to another, especially if they were approaching something, it'd be every day. It'd be a case of, okay,
Mm,
you are getting
okay.
close now. You notice around you things have changed. The animals you're seeing are mutated. The
Hmm.
the
I like
the
that.
sort of the land is sparse, the vegetation is practically nil, and whatever is there looks like it is dying, and that immediately got people's attention.
I don't
And
know why
then,
you just made me a Judy Haps. Dying, death, death.
well, I mean,
It does the job though. It does the job. You're right. Like atmospherically explaining a situation and the change of that is actually smart. It's simple. It's smart. People should do it.
you lean into it. I mean, you
Yeah.
don't do it day by day unless there's something that needs to be managed day by day. But I mean, the whole blog post I did this past week was about that. Was
Mm.
about, okay, all of a sudden, holy shit, I'm in a combat. I don't know how I got here, sort of thing.
I blinked.
And that was it. It was just from an actual character's perspective of, okay, we set off, and then all of a sudden we sat around a campfire getting bored to death by a paladin.
I had a my last bit of travel. My last bit of boring travel because for me there's like okay you're traveling through a haunted wood, you're going through like enemy territory mountains. That's not boring. You're always on edge. You're going, oh shit, what's after us? But
Mm.
it's like, oh, you have to travel across a continent of like deserted wasteland. You got to get creative. And my last one that I had of that, I had one of the characters actually start to slowly lose it where they were seeing shit that the other party members didn't see, but it
No,
like
I mean, that's fair.
but
No,
I didn't warn anybody. It was just like, what is it? Like, what's that red rhino over there? Like the
I
what?
mean, I
What?
did one where it was basically a hex crawl,
Mm-hmm.
and I did, like, for the most part, I did something in every hex, and I
Yeah.
had like a random table that I'd rolled upon. Some things were nothing, other things were something a bit more important. But even that got tedious. Even that, after a while, got to a point where it's like, oh fuck me, I
Mm.
can't be doing this anymore.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna challenge myself the next campaign I'm running because mine is my current game is one of those situations where my players could choose door A and it could be done real soon, or
Mm.
door B and catch me off guard. And next thing I know, I'm running it for the end of the rest of the year. I don't know. It kind of depends what they do, but I'm getting my next campaign ready just so that I'm not caught off guard either way. And I'm gonna challenge myself. I'm gonna try and challenge myself to as little traveling as possible.
No, I mean
Yeah,
it
I don't
makes
know if it's
sense.
gonna
I mean,
work, but
it's not. depending on the campaign, obviously, but it's not
Yeah.
massively complex to
Yeah.
just keep the adventure localized in one area.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've seen it happen so well other places, but, like, looking back on my own GMing style, I'm like, everything's always epic. Like, I do, like, Tolkien level stories of, like, you've gotta go here and here and here, and I'm sitting there going, "I'm gonna challenge myself. I'm gonna try and make it as confined, not like, oh, they're not allowed to leave the town, but, just try and challenge myself a little."
For me, when I did my homebrew, it was all about playing with all the toys in the toy box.
Mhm.
So everything that I read in Galarian lore that I was interested in, it was like
Oh,
I'm gonna find a way to shoehorn this in somehow. And for that,
yeah.
unfortunately, it required a lot of travel. So
Yeah.
we got to go to Mediogalti Island, which is where the Red Mantis assassins live, and we need to get to
Mm.
know them. And then we need to travel here, where there's rumors of an underwater Durithrex city. So,
Oh,
and
yeah.
these are all things that I knew of in lore, and just kind of went, I want to do them. I want to.
Yeah.
So, what I did, there were periods of like you are traveling from point A to point B,
Mhm.
is I came up with creative uses of a teleportation
Okay.
system. So, for example,
Oh.
in one of them, they actually went to hell
Oh!
and they had an adventure in the depths of hell. And when they escaped, they were in another part of the world.
The last time one of my characters went to hell, she ended up reprimanding her kind of not official, non-labeled boyfriend, not boyfriend, for having her couple thousand-year-old daughter as one of the like hell harems.
Fair enough.
So now when everyone's like, "Oh yeah, my character went to hell," I'm like, "Yeah, let me tell you about hell." Like my character went so mama mode. It was supposed to be this really serious, tense moment, I think, and it just turned comical so fast because it was like, "What the hell you do with my daughter here,
No, I
bitch?"
just basically pulled from an adventure path.
I love that though.
Um,
There's nothing wrong with that.
Hell's, I think it was Hell's Rebels. I just
Okay.
pulled from the last book of Hell's Rebels and went, okay, that's what you're doing.
Mm.
And, they did that. And then they ended up in another part of the world. And then
Hmm.
a bit further on, again, they had to do a lot of traveling. And when they got to a point, it was like, right, we are now going to teleport you to the plane of metal and you're going to have an adventure there.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, you're going to get teleported to where you need to be. It just, for me, it broke up the monotony of,
Yeah.
yay, another day on the road.
Yeah. Another day on the road. Unless the road is trippy as hell, like that boat ride in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
I did a boat ride, and that was trippy.
Yeah.
Mm.
We've done, oh my god, I've done ship races. That was cool. Not on purpose. Like we had this little like sports luxury yacht type ship, and my character was a pirate's a strong word, but she didn't, formerly was not with the greatest group of people, and she had to outmaneuver a dreadnought, and that was, tell you what, ship mechanics and games. Oh my god, I love it. It's so much fun. I remember because I told the crew, like the people at the table, like our other players, I was like, okay, here's what we're gonna do, and they're all going, no, no, we're not doing that. I'm like, we're fucking doing it. And they're like, you're gonna kill us. I'm like, no, I've got this. It was it was fun. It was fun. Ballsy, but fun. But yeah, ships and boats and water. I'm for, and space. Ships
I'll
in
get to
general.
I'll get to that in just a second. But first of all, do you want
Oh.
to say a quick hello to? While you mutilate yourself, I want to say a
Mm.
quick hello to the chat. Hey guys, how's everybody going? It's
Hi,
great
chat.
to see you. Stefan has complimented me on my mug.
It's blurry. All I see is shit.
It just says, uh,
Oh,
there we go. This
the
meeting
meeting.
is
Oh,
shit.
this meeting is okay. Yes, I love that mug. That's a good mug.
Um,
When
but
you said you
yeah,
complimented me on my mug, I thought you meant your face. I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
that's a proper English. You like my mug? Mm.
I
Yeah,
was
I don't
saying.
I don't speak like that. I refuse to speak like that.
We rebuke English.
So back to the whole ship mechanics thing, because you said you
Yeah,
really enjoyed them.
I did.
What mechanics were you using?
I don't know. No, I'm kidding. I've used a couple. So okay. Let me just
I didn't
so
expect I didn't expect you needing to
Oh
work
yeah,
up a
gotta roll
sweat
the
before
sleeves
you
up.
answered
Roll the
this.
sleeves up, get me all like flustered. We're
Simple
talking about
fucking
ships now.
question, to be fair.
It's a good question. I've done sci-fi where each member is responsible for a part. So, for example, one player was in charge of like hacking computers, like comms, things like that. So they had to roll electronics of their own skills and computer skills in combination with like what level the ship was and how they were capable of doing things. Yeah, Savage Worlds, Connell. And then other
Which is
people.
the answer that I was looking for.
Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. Oh, what was I using? I thought you meant like what kind of mechanics, like how the actual ship. See, you get me all excited for the ship, but yes,
No,
the
talk,
simple.
please, sorry, talk to me about the ship. Tell me
No,
about the ship.
no, I'm not gonna tell you about
Tell
the
me.
ship.
Did it
I
have
like
an aft?
ships.
Did it have a mast?
Maybe it did. But yeah, no, we use Savage Worlds. And what was the other one? No. We've done Savage Worlds once, and then we did. Oh no, they were both Savage Worlds.
Hmm.
They were both sci-fi and fantasy. They were both Savage Worlds. They were wonderful. So yeah, Savage Worlds.
Hmm.
It's really good.
Yeah, I just invested in the sci-fi um
Yeah.
companion for Savage Worlds. Fuck, that's a big book. I mean,
Mm.
what was it, like $30 for the PDF?
Yeah, that sounds about
Something like
right.
that.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one. Um.
But because the reason I'm asking is because um myself and ship mechanics
Mm-hmm.
haven't had the best history,
Um.
because the ship mechanics that I tried was Pathfinder First Edition, and they were
Oh.
beyond shit.
Well, that sounds horrible.
Like
Anything first edition.
not even, not even necessarily an opinion thing. If you go and look for
Uh huh.
Skull and Shackles
Mm-hmm.
for Pathfinder First Edition, everybody goes, ship mechanics were fucking awful.
First edition, anything for me feels rough. Like I don't know, and not bad, but rough. But that's literally everybody that I've talked to that has made successful games or has made multiple games are like, yeah, your first time out, it's gonna be rough. It's just gonna be rough. So I don't know.
I mean,
Yes, Stefan. Yeah, they're
Path,
terrible.
Pathfinder First. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
an extension of 3.5.
Right.
So it's dated. It's not relevant. It hasn't kept up with the times and people's play styles,
Yeah.
and it is very much a broken system.
Yeah.
But the ship mechanics, they
I want to
were
play.
notably bad.
My brain just did the thing. Oh, Golden Lasso Games does this ship, a sci-fi.
Yes, we did cover that.
Yeah, I really want to play hers. Her ship mechanics look fantastic.
Hmm.
Like I really want to play hers. So I can't remember the
So,
name of the game, but I remember the name of the company. Golden Lasso Games. It's my girl right there.
so speaking of games,
Yeah.
what did you get up to this past week?
Did a couple of things. I played Level Up 5e, which our campaign is so good. It's so funny because like we have these opportunities to play all these like offshoots mini games that are all involved in the same universe, but we all love our characters so much and the stories so much right now that we're all like, no, we just want to play this. Let us play this. It's good. It's my Warlock game. I'm having so much fun playing a Warlock who has no freaking clue who her patron is. Like and it's not I'm a warlock, let me be woody hooby hoo. Like shit happens. It's like, what the fuck? Like, how do we not stop this from happening? Like, I don't like this. So it's really, really, really fun.
What does the Warlock do again?
No. You can go back and put it on repeat. And then
It's gonna be a clip.
it should be a clip.
Hooby hoo, I think it
Hoobity hoobity
was.
hoo.
There we go.
But our second game we played this weekend, we got to play Covenant Crucible. Made me so happy.
Always.
It was so good, and we managed to broker a little bit of a turf war. Break a turf war between a gang of weregeese and were raccoons.
Okay,
I
I'm
can't.
liking it. I'm invested.
I was trying to do it without smiling. I can't. It was
I'm
so much
invested.
fun. It was great. It was so much fun. There was a turf war, and then we ended up like making a deal with them. My character, me and Marina, had to throw another dumpster at somebody. It was a giant goose. Okay, it was getting away. She threw a dumpster. She's massive. She's huge. We love Cersei. Um, it was good. It was very good. Covenant Crucible is one of those games where I kind of see people like play it in the like the official Discord. I don't see them play it, but I see their characters, right? And it's very like I don't want to say prim and proper, but I love this is why I love the game because you can take it and you can play it very like we are witches in Chicago and there's business going like very John Wick, right? Very like, oh yeah, we're gonna get down to business and take this seriously. And then there's my group. Which is like we're all freelancers. Only one of us belong to a house, right? And it's very much so like we're here for the people. We love
Hmm.
Chicago. Like we're here to do what we do. And yeah, some of it's shady, don't get me wrong, especially since we've got Vinny, who I think you would get along with in character. Because I from what I understand of your character and his character, like super shady. But it's funny because it's like yeah, no, it's just fun. It's very I don't say reckless, but it's good. It's fun. I would watch I would watch a TV series about the story that's happening with our characters. So
I'm a huge fan of games in which the characters feel like they're not taking the world seriously.
yeah, and that's
Because I think the contrast
mm,
produces some outstanding sort of comedic beats
yeah.
where you can go, okay, so this is a real sort of dark, dingy, shady world,
Yes.
but
Mhm.
adding in the sort of the comic relief of
Mhm.
certain players and certain characters, I think
Mhm.
really balances well.
And it also, in my opinion, like it's just my opinion. I think that that makes the intense and the emotional moments hit harder because it's like
Yeah.
this dark and cringy world, and you got these characters that are just like, hey, like I'm 7 foot tall. Well, my character, not me, obviously, and she has a black bear as a familiar, like a baby black bear, and she's not naive, but she's not accustomed to the culture of Chicago, right? So like she doesn't see a problem with talking to a detective. And I was like, oh my God, stop talking to the detective. But like she accidentally threw a dumpster.
Yeah.
Oh no, she didn't accidentally throw it. She purposely threw a dumpster at a giant goose, right? But the dumpster got stuck in a wall, and then the epilogue of the game was very much so like, oh, by the way, like the cops were going to find this person, like her face was on the news, and but then suddenly it was just taken care of, and it was taken care of because somebody took care of it.
Hmm.
And as much as Cersei, my character is very much so like, hey, everybody's my friend. Oh yeah, no, I'm so sorry. She would have gone. It was this serious moment of like, oh shit, like
Hmm.
okay, so who am I in debt to now? And I'm like, oh, and that hit harder than if it had just been like serious the whole time. It was good. It was really good. I
Yeah.
love that kind of pacing in a game.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy that because
Hmm.
I think that very much reflects my personality anyway.
Yeah.
I'm the sort of person that I will make jokes
Hmm.
in situations I feel uncomfortable because it is a defense mechanism for me.
Hmm.
And I think being able to kind of portray that as a character, I think it's very true to myself, and I think it comes off quite natural for me to just be the person to always be cracking the jokes. But
Yep.
at the same time, when you switch that and go, no, no, this is now serious,
Uh-huh.
there is the like the shift is tangible. You can feel it.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
mean, in Couch's Fabula game, we don't take fucking anything seriously,
No.
but my character is intense.
Yeah.
Edgar is an intense
Hmm.
character, and he'll go from being the sort of prodding, sarcastic type of person to now you fucked me off, and you are going to know about it.
Hmm.
And we have those moments where it's like
Yeah.
all fun and games up to a point, and every character has that where
Yeah.
they have that level of chaotic sort of inclination, but then all of a sudden, bang, it's
Hmm.
okay now. Yeah, this has definitely changed the tone, and I do enjoy that.
I'm not gonna lie, I've used that. I've used that against my players before, like as a player myself, where I played a very young, very, very naive at that point. Super genius was my
Mm.
character, right? And nobody took her serious. Like, yeah, she's a super genius, but she's 17 years old. Like, what does she know about life? And I was very much so just kind of like, why can't we all get along? Like, we're all friends here, and very, very chipper and very wonderful. And then in character, one game, like she was just absolutely distraught. I don't remember what happened, to be completely honest, but I was like, we need a reaction from people in character. And I just started crying, like
Mm.
literally actually crying. And oh my gosh, it was so funny because one of our players who sometimes can disconnect from a game, he just zoned, he completely zeroed and zoned in. And he's like, no, we're fucking this person up. Like they made Piper cry, like this is serious. And
No, but I
I
mean,
was like, it works.
we had that in something similar in our Pathfinder game on Monday.
Oh yeah.
Again, we've only just started, so my character is very much inspired by the League of Shadows
Okay, yeah.
sort of character,
Mhm.
but a lot more diplomatic, or at
Mhm.
least that's what's been seen so far. And there were some things that happened where buttons were pushed, and one of the party members, Misfit's character, the night previous, gone into town, gotten into a scuffle, and didn't fare too well. And so, obviously, when my character finds out about that, it's more of a case of I'm going to be right back,
Oh.
and that changed that shifted
Yeah.
the sort of the atmosphere at the table of kind of going,
Mhm.
oh fuck, something's going on, and
Yeah.
it had an effect on everybody where we were. Okay, we are here to do a job. We're going to do the job,
Yep.
and we've kind of found our footing of we are not heroes. We are not
Yeah.
the good guys necessarily.
Right.
We do our job.
Yep. Yep.
So we have like it was a really fucking cool session where there was a lot of role play, a lot of character
I
development.
love that. I love that so much. And that's actually the game I'm going to tonight. That's the vibe. We're not heroes. We are literally childhood friends trying to get a job done. And I think we pissed off our GM one time because he very clearly was like, "Oh, damsel in distress, can you help me?" And our entire group was like, "No. No, that is high risk, not enough pay. We are not doing that." And you can see he was like, "But damsel in distress." And we're like, "No." And he had to pivot so hard fast. It was like, we're not doing that.
But I mean, like my character in this game, she is a warrior, so
Yeah,
everything
that's
she
awesome.
does is tactical.
Hmm. Yeah.
So when she went to the tavern, she didn't go engage. She
No.
went and started speaking to the tavern owner and kind of going, "Oh, just give me information about this person.
Yeah.
What do they look like? Where can I find them? How many people are surrounding them?" And it
Hmm.
was more a case of, "I'm going to hit him. It's going to be a hit at this point."
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was a great fucking session. And then
That's
on the
good.
Wednesday, we got back into Delta Green, where the paranoia's ramping up,
Oh no.
something fierce, and just kind of watching them slowly start putting pieces together and start kind of finding the strange where initially there was none
Hmm.
is just glorious. And we're getting back to it, not next week because I'm away, but the week
Right.
after, and I cannot fucking wait.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be awesome.
Other than that, Abomination Vault, I realized how close we are to the end. We're
Oh.
kind of in like your game where it's like if they go left, we're at the end.
Yep.
If they go
Hmm.
right, we've got 3 more sessions.
Right. Yeah.
So I've just said to him, right, we're not playing until we get a finale date, and we'll
Oh.
do it in one go.
Okay.
So
That's gonna be impressive.
yeah. So I mean, to be honest, I can smash it out in 5 hours.
Some good stamina right there.
I mean, I'm not a young man anymore, Atlas.
Sorry.
You
Door wide
know,
open. Door
it's
wide
not.
open. I'm not gonna
It's
knock on the door, but if
it's
you
not.
leave it open, I'm gonna
Yeah,
walk
but
through
the
it.
thing is, it's not through choice. It's like I'm an old man. It takes me a while.
What's an
So
average game length for you? Sorry, how long do you run your games? Like that is
yeah,
I'm
I mean,
curious.
4 to 5 hours is
45.
reasonable enough.
What happened in the world for that to be the average? Because I feel like everybody's game is about 4 hours. Unless it's like
D&D
a minimum one-shot type thing.
D&D happened.
But like
Uh,
that's so
that's
vague.
your answer.
Like,
That's
but
your answer.
why
Because
4 hours?
there's so much involved with it and there's so much prep that anything shorter feels like a waste. You
I
know, if
mean, yeah,
to
but
play
like
it,
I
and
see
again, we're gonna go down the whole. We don't play it like that. That's not what I'm interested in. D&D out of the box is played a certain way. Same as Pathfinder says 3.5. There is
yeah.
so much prep involved
No, I get what you're saying, but like then explain how these one shots are going 4 hours that have no prep work in them.
because there's still prep work, whether whether you believe it or not. You know, Pathfinder Society,
I'm not
there is
talking about
prep
those.
work.
I'm talking like I'm seeing people do these
That's
like
a one
the
shot.
inns, like the hotel things, or like the thirsty sword lesbian thing. Like literally any like size indie or big, it's like 4 hours.
Yeah, I mean,
Other than I take that back. Oh, what was it? Thirsty King Hungers? That one flat out says like, "Oh yeah, you and your friends can smash this out in an hour and a half." And I'm like, "That's
there it,
cool. I like
but it
that."
is because that was the D&D and the 3.5 that
Mhm.
bucked the trend.
That's so weird.
And now it's just kind of part of the zeitgeist to kind of go, well, I mean, to be honest, if you think about it, taking away online play, if
Yeah.
I'm going to go somewhere, if I'm going to leave my house and go to a friend's house and get set up and play and then come back, if I'm only going there for 2 hours, it's a waste of my fucking time.
Mm,
You know, if I'm gonna
that's
go,
fair.
I want
Yeah.
a decent amount of time. I mean, obviously now that everything's online, even
Yeah.
stuff like D&D prep and Pathfinder prep is a lot shorter.
Because we
So you
were,
can have longer
I mean, 4 or 5.
longer sessions because you don't have to account for travel time or setup.
Because our Covenant Crucible game yesterday, that shocked me. We played for 2 hours. I mean, plus chit chat, it was probably, well, no, because it took us forever to start because we were chit chatting. So when it leaked over, yeah, we only played for 2 hours. It felt like longer. And I don't know if
Hmm.
that's like kudos to Stefan's GMing that like he got all of that slammed out in only 2 hours because it was so much fun. And it was so good. But like, at the end of it, I was shocked. I'm going, I've never played a game in 2 hours and felt satisfied. Like I was like, how did that happen? Like what black hole did I just step through? Like it was
But also,
weird.
going back to the D&D sort of you've got to remember that combat in those systems is very much 6 seconds per round.
Gotcha.
So if you go into a combat, let's say 6, 7 rounds, 5, 6 rounds as an average.
Mhm.
All right. How long does it take each round? Unless you've got a bunch of players
Yeah.
which are very much on the ball and kind of going, I
Yeah.
do this, I do this, I do this. You can fly
Yeah.
through. Other than
Which,
that,
like I said, again, for games like that, totally get it. I get what you're saying. I agree. I'm just baffled by like I'm gonna call them the simple games where there's like no combat and it's all narrative. How those take 4 or 5
I
hours. I'm
think
just
it is
like,
just a zeitgeist thing.
it
It is
has to
just,
be.
we've gone from there being one main popular system
Yeah.
other than obviously the World of Darkness, because that's always kind of been paralleled. But um, you've gone from the biggest presence in the space being played a certain way. So everything just kind of carries over, and these habits kind of come with you. Even when I do Blades in the Dark, I can run Blades in the Dark in an hour
Yeah.
and have just as much content and just as much
Mhm. Yeah.
satisfaction as if it was a 3 to 4, but I extend it because that is the expectancy. That is
Yeah, and that's actually was it Connell brought it up in chat? I don't know, but chat said it. Like I was reading, like in person. They said it's funny because I actually remember this. I'm not even that old into playing games, but I do remember this. Like it was a social event, like people coming over to the house, and there's food and there's snacks and there's hangout, and it like in like what you said earlier about it being something you kind of expected to be there for a long time. Like I do miss that a little bit. I miss having a house full of people and like playing in person. I do have an in-person table, but it's half digital, half person.
hmm.
Um, so like it is good, but I think I miss hosting it, to be honest, because I was that GM where like if I had game at my house, there was a whole ass meal like buffet style where you could just get up and get snacks if you wanted. It was nice. I liked it. I liked hosting game. But But that being said, I do have a plan for the campaign I'm planning next. I'm gonna do a speed game where you know how we talked about doing a timer for like,
Yeah.
okay, like yeah, I'm gonna do that. And what I'm gonna do is it's gonna be a maze, and this
All
won't
right.
ruin anything for my players listening, but it's a maze and it's a timed maze. And the reason we're gonna time it, or the reason I'm gonna time it, is because it's very much so detrimental to their like survivability. Like they
Hmm.
have to figure this out. You have this much time. You're like, oh well, what if I'm like, just do it? You either do it or you don't. Like you have to
No, I
think
like
in
it.
character and stay in character. And I'm gonna see how that goes. It could be an absolute disaster.
But you've got to
Right,
try these things. You do have to try
yeah.
these things.
Like it'd be fun.
So I do want to kind of move on because I think this next part is going to give us quite a bit to talk about.
Oh,
So I posted a question of the week as I do every week. This
yep.
time it wasn't so much it wasn't as jovial and it wasn't as sort of fun as some of the
Hmm.
questions have been. This was a bit more on the
Yep.
serious side. We
Yeah.
haven't had as many responses, but I think because of the responses, I think it's something that we can definitely kind of delve into a tiny
Chew
bit.
out. Yeah. Chew out. Chew
So,
in. Take a bite of.
eat out is
Masticate
what
on me.
that's what.
Yeah. We'll masticate on it.
Yeah, we'll eat out anyway. So I basically asked what player red flags have you encountered as a GM, and
Mm,
how did you address them?
yeah.
So we're gonna start with Michael J. Pasta, who is over on Blue Sky.
Love it.
His red flag is gotcha players. They're the players who find an exploit or combo in the rules and they keep it secret from the GM until they're ready to blast it to derail the game. Optimizers, the good variety, don't go for the gotcha moment. Have you ever encountered that? Have you ever had that?
I I need an example to be completely honest because I'm saying I don't even know what that would look like. Like what like
So I think what
sorry, like
this
I don't even my brain can't even like got you to the GM like
I think there is a habit of certain players and certain GMs to be adversarial. All
oh
right.
we've talked about that. Yeah.
We
Mhm.
have talked about that, but this is
Yeah.
not we're not discussing this particular thing.
No. No, no, no.
So with that, you do have side effects to how certain players plan. So they will get an ability. And we'll
Mm,
take D&D as an example. They
mhm.
level up, they get an ability, and they see this ability and they see it as a way to kind of get one over on the GM. Now, certain abilities are hugely overpowered.
Yeah.
More so
Like sleep.
in the 3.5 sort of
Satellite and persona sleep.
um so more so in like the 3.5 sort of iteration of the games where balance wasn't something that the authors really kind of focused on.
Uh-huh.
So there would be these abilities where all of a sudden the GM would try something, and Couch will always tell this story of our friend Scott, who was running a game for us and basically said, okay, so you have to travel from point A to point B, and this point B was hundreds and hundreds of miles away. And Couch, not necessarily in the spirit of what this person
Yeah.
is talking about,
Mhm.
but Couch bypassed that entire travel by using Windwalk, which he cast upon us,
Oh.
and we were able to kind of essentially bypass maybe months worth of game.
Oh wow.
So what this person is kind of pointing out is players who kind of purposefully look for that,
Gotcha.
who kind of purposely look for that fuck
Yeah.
you to the GM.
I have not encountered that or experienced it, either my current table or my previous tables. I have experienced it in fucking Magic the Gathering. Fucking, I used to play Commander, and there's someone that I played with that she's just fucking. I just makes me angry when I think about it. But yeah,
But I mean that's a prime example, and that kind of
yeah,
highlights for me similarities between Magic the Gathering and
yeah.
D&D.
Oh yeah, I mean they're
where
yeah.
you've got, you instead of cards, you've got abilities. So
Mhm.
what you do is you find a way to
Loop it. Yeah.
loop those abilities. Connell just posted in the chat that the best example he's got is his late friend Lang. He
Yeah.
took a
Lang.
bunch of
Mhm.
random feats and multi-class stuff, seemingly at random, only to find out he did it to create a broken dragoon leap.
Oh
So plus
shit.
30 to jump something, ever hit like double damage because it was technically a lance charge or something like that.
Oh
So
wow.
basically he and don't get me wrong, in the
Yeah.
systems where system mastery is rewarded, it's
Yeah.
great fucking play.
Yeah.
But I
No.
think having the intent of screwing over the
That's
GM
definitely yeah. No, that's a red flag
is
player,
is a
hands
red flag
down.
for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree 100%. I thanks for explaining it because I was there's like gotcha moment for the GM. I'm like, why are we getting the GM? My brain was just like, wait, what? But no, yeah, that would be an absolute red flag. Like I've come up with clever ideas during game where I'm like, oh wait, can I do this? And the GM's like, oh shit, I didn't think about that. Yeah, but like it's in the moment. It's always in the
Hmm.
moment, and I'm
Yeah.
like, so that's yeah, no, not a fan. Yeah, and I agree with Stefan in the chat saying it always takes away from the other players.
Yeah, 100%.
I yeah, no, icky, nope,
Okay,
red
red
flag
flag.
guy, nope.
So next
I
red
agree.
flag. Over to threads. Our next red flag is from Tim's Hermitage,
Oh,
who very simple, very straightforward. Disrespecting others at the table.
yes,
It can and has gotten people banned from my table.
absolutely.
Say no fucking more, man.
Yep,
Like, say
100%.
no more.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't even begin to oh, that scratches a raw spot for me because I'm actually dealing with like some ghosts from the past in regards to gaming
hmm,
for that exact issue. But like no, just absolutely intolerated. I
yeah,
actually in my Discord server, I even have that. It's like, hey, like we are here for kindness. We're here for yeah, we can joke around, whatever. I don't give warnings. Like I don't give it. Okay, it's a slap on your hand. Like if there's
hmm,
a absolutely disrespectful, like blatant thing, you're gone. Like I know that
yeah.
sounds kind of cruel, but like I have no space for that. No, like nope. Nope.
Okay, so the next one is from our very own Connell.
Oh,
Um, this one, I could not agree more with. Perhaps the biggest red flag I encountered a couple of times really was men being unpleasant to women, whether it was talking over them or belittling them or treating their game as a dating site. It's always terrible. I'm ashamed to say I haven't always handled it best, not wanting to white knight by stepping in to handle it for the targeted women. Now I try to address it immediately, though. I've honestly mostly avoided that type of person since. It's a fucking problem. It's a problem.
I understand women are independent and I understand that we're strong and we can take care of ourselves. If you as a man see that shit at the table, shut it down.
Yeah, speak up.
Not because it's your responsibility to fend something off for that woman. It's in my opinion a man's responsibility to hold other men accountable if
Yeah,
they're in the same hobby together, especially. Like
100%.
I get a little feral. I'm gonna gonna
No,
level
but
out.
you're absolutely
Like,
right, and
mm.
you're absolutely right to get
Ugh.
to have that affect you
Yeah.
because thankfully, I will say this, thankfully I've not necessarily seen it at any of the tables I've run. Um
Mm.
because a lot of the tables I've run were society games, and society is very strict on
Yeah.
this is how you fucking behave at a table. If you're not going to behave at
Mm.
this table, fuck off, basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
So everybody is there a lot more careful. But
Yep.
I can see it happening.
Yeah.
I can
Oh, it
see it
does. That's
100% happening.
we had such a toxic table at one point in our lives together. Like we had that situation. It's probably why he brought it up. I'm sure he's seen it another because he's, you guys are old. You've been around a long time. But
We are old.
like, yeah, no,
We're
no.
5 hour
We
climax old.
I mean, hey, if you get there, you get there. Like that's a lot more than some people can say.
That is true.
Yeah. But no, like it
I
is
normally get there after a
frustrating.
nap.
Oh my god, a nap sounds so good. But I have a date with a bunch of
Right, back to your thought.
sounds
Back
so
to your thought.
sweet.
Back to your thought.
Back to my thought. I don't remember what my thought was. But yeah, no, like it's not white knighting. It's not you stepping in and being a prick. It is literally just keeping human beings accountable for what is acceptable behavior and what is not.
To be fair, in my case, it would be me stepping in to be a prick because I just enjoy doing that.
That's fine though. If people know
You
you,
know,
they know that.
that's it. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. No. And
nah, but
yeah. No. Nope.
100%. If you
Yeah.
make someone, I mean, I'm the sort of person that if you make someone at my table uncomfortable, I'm going to make you uncomfortable because I do it very well.
Yeah, yeah. And the game is never worth it. The game
No.
is never worth it. For any woman listening to this, which I don't know how many of our viewers are female, like if something is upsetting you, it's uncomfortable or inappropriate, and you don't want to say anything or bring it up because, oh, I don't want to be that person at the table. I don't want to bring it up because of the game's not worth it. Like you're
No.
not being that person, you're being a human. Like say
Yeah.
something. Like it's worth being like that person being called out because then who knows what they're going to go to another table and act that way. Like,
Yeah, that's it. You know, that people need to be
yeah.
called out about bad behavior.
Yep.
Christ, I've got kids. I tell them when they're not
Yeah,
behaving. I I,
right.
I will 100% do the same with a fucking adult.
Mhm.
I don't give a shit
Yeah.
how old you are. I don't give a shit how big you are. I'm gonna fucking call you out.
If you can act like a child, you get treated like a child.
Exactly,
Like, yeah,
100%. So yeah.
absolutely.
All
Mm,
right, this is I purposely left this one till last because this is the
okay.
one that I kind of want to weigh in a bit more about.
Mm.
Because this fucking broke my heart when I read it.
Oh no. I'm
Um,
already worked up.
so
Eh. Mm,
so this is from Pop Shop Packs over
mm,
on Threads.
okay.
I DM'd a grand total of twice back in college. The second time, my roommate's boyfriend had stopped over for a short visit and excitedly asked if he could join us. Because it was a short one shot, I allowed him to roll up a character and join the table. But he was way more experienced at the game than any of us and quickly steamrolled the other players and myself. As a baby DM, I got overwhelmed by this playstyle and ended the session early. I haven't played since. If it hadn't been a one shot, I probably would have spoken to both him and my roommate together and asked that he take more of a backseat role to let the newbies actually play. But I'm open to advice on how I could have handled the situation. So, first of all, I will, I am gonna give advice on
Mm,
how to handle that situation. However, I want to preface that by first of all saying that in the position that you were in, you handled it perfectly.
yeah. I don't think
There,
there's the wrong way that they handled that. I
no,
think
that
that was,
no,
yeah.
one hundred
Mm,
percent. You, I will get into it a bit more, but you were in a position where you felt intimidated,
mm,
and as somebody who in a system which rewards system mastery, it can feel very intimidating. And I think that the making the very fucking tough decision of going, that's it, we're done. And the only thing I would encourage you to do is pick up the fucking dice again. You
yeah.
know, 100% pick up those dice and don't let this one bad experience put you off what is for us a fucking amazing hobby.
Yeah.
But as for this type of behavior, we enter these games, and when we enter these games, we agree to a social contract, which has to be upheld by every person at the table. Some of those clauses in the social contract, they're very much spoken and very much acknowledged, such as veils and lines and, all this crappy behavior that we make sure to
Mhm.
kind of leave behind. But there are others that we don't initially see as being problematic until they are, but they should be
Mhm.
fucking implied.
Mhm.
If
Yeah.
you if you are an expert, if you have system mastery, it is not your job to have the spotlight on you. It is your fucking job to get everyone around you and raise them up.
Yep. That is literally your only responsibility at that point. If you consider yourself experienced master of any game, is to make the table enjoyable for everyone else. Like you've been there, you've done that. Now, like own up to it. I guess.
You've got to be that person that people can look up to. You've got to be that person to kind of go,
Mhm.
"Hey, let's do this. This is, if do you need a rule clarification? Do you need help? Do you need it?
Mhm.
You've got to be there. And then when it comes push to shove, instead of doing the fucking I combine this with this and I move this, it's just a case of I'm gonna stand back and
Mhm.
take my shot and just
Mhm.
let players fucking play the game. Let people enjoy what you've been privileged enough to fucking enjoy for so fucking long.
Mhm.
You
And
know,
like speaking of unspoken things, I've seen a huge trend of GM less games, or where the GM is less of a like there's not a lot of strategy because it's more narrative. It's just kind of like a feel good game, right? Or the players are part of the storytelling. That's cool. That's fine. Group project. If that's your boat, that's fine. Still respect the GM.
yeah,
I don't fucking care. Like the GM is the one who put everything together, orchestrated it usually, is putting themselves on the line trying to do something for a group of friends or strangers. Like they're the ones that stepped up. Like
yeah.
if you wanted to have that position and that say so, or like have authority over that role, then maybe you should have volunteered to do the role. There's a concept. Like just respect the GM. I don't care how big or how small that role is, respect them. Like like you said,
In
if you're sitting there and you see them flustered and like, oh, I'm trying to look up a rule, give them a hot second. Give them a hot second and then be like, do you do you mean this one? Like, do you need help? Like you just said, don't just railroad them. That pisses
No,
me off
it's not
really
your
bad.
fucking job. I
Whew.
look, I
Uh,
I've played a lot of Pathfinder.
mm,
There are not many people who could really school me on the rules of that game.
yeah.
To my own detriment, because I fucking hate it. But there are not many people who can so I have been in games with GMs and they have got a rule completely wrong. And do you know what I've done?
Mhm.
I have shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
If it's unless they actually turn to me and just kind of go, am I doing that right?
Right. Like
My
the
opinion is null and fucking void. I don't give a shit what the rulebook says. At that precise moment in time, the person who is
yeah.
right is the fucking GM.
Yep. I joke about it all the time, but this is the prime example of the actually, and I don't tolerate actuals at my table very well. Now, if it is like I just absolutely botched something and I'm unaware of it, and they're like later, it's kind of like, did you mean to do that? Like I'm like, oh my god, no, thanks for catching that. But like, no, like don't actually the GM, and also don't backseat drive the car. Like
Mm,
play, just ride along, ride along. It's about the group, it's about the story, it's about the party. It's not all about you.
yeah, I mean, you
Like
chose you chose to be a fucking player. Be a fucking player.
yeah, that no.
So
So very
again,
long story short, Pop Shop, you handled that very well.
yeah.
Pick up the dice, play again. Don't let one asshole ruin your entire experience. Like
And you wanna if you wanna play, if you wanna come and join us,
yeah, come
come
play
and
with
join
us.
either our Discord or Atlas's Discord.
Yeah,
We will play games.
yeah.
And
There's games
fuck it,
going all the
you
time.
are welcome to
Yeah.
join us.
Hmm.
All right. Just don't let it ruin what for me has been a fucking life-saving hobby.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know? So speaking of plugging discords and whatnot,
Mm.
if you want to help us out, feel free to go to our Ko-fi page where you can give us a one-time donation. You can sign up to our $3 a month tier, which will give you access to the Traveler's Chalice, which is our own little slice of paradise where we, sometimes we go off the rails quite a lot. Sometimes we talk a lot of shit, but other times we do talk about the general direction of the show and things that we want to see and things that we want
We
to
do.
do with our supporters, and their input is massively valid. Also, we have a merch store, which all of this information you can find on toolegit2crit.com. So check out our merch store where you can find our branded merch. You can find our Moves Like Atlas merch. You can also find our Waffle On merch. I forgot
Yes.
what.
I know.
We will be.
I was
We
like,
will be.
man,
We will be adding. I've changed the order of operation, and it's fucking throwing me.
good.
But yeah, come help us out. Like, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Get more people involved because this is how we fucking grow. And we enjoy doing this. We want to be here for a long time. But also, I want to give a big shout out to our partners, such as 13th Moon Games. It's a family run indie game company out of Wyoming, USA, that created the tabletop role playing game Covenant Crucible. It's a game of modern day witchcraft. If you can imagine, the John Wick movie and the last Witch Hunter movie got together and had a really pretty baby, Covenant Crucible would be it. You want to learn more and interested in joining the official Discord? Check them out at 13th Moon Games on Instagram. Also, step into a universe where fandoms collide. Welcome to Crossing the Nerdverse, your ultimate portal into all things geeky and glorious. Whether you're into comics, gaming, or sci-fi, we've got you covered. Discover exclusive interviews, epic debates, and insider tips from your favorite creators. Join the adventure at crossingthenerdverse.com. .com. I like to land that .com.
You do. It's so aggressive. .com.
Not come.
No,
Atlas, not
no,
.com.
but your accent makes it. There's Bella. My right is here.
I don't. No, it's not .com. Atlas. That's
No.
another website entirely.
Okay, that is another website entirely. That's for 13th Moon Games. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Hey, Stephanie's a sexy motherfucker.
Listen, that clavicle. Were you there for that?
No, I missed Stefan. Did I miss a Stefan clavicle?
You missed a Stefan clavicle. It was pretty great.
Man, I'd have had to start my 5 hours ejaculation.
The best part too is his lovely, lovely, lovely partner in life, Roach, was there. We didn't see her; she was off screen, and we didn't know it. So he's got his earbuds out, and we're all joking with him, like, "Oh, look at that clavicle!" And I couldn't figure out why he was blushing so hard. Now I'm like, "Oh."
To be honest, I've never seen Roach on camera either. I think it might be. Might be a Charlie's Angel thing.
I have once. It was like a magical moment. It was I'm working on a project for them. And he's like, "Oh, let me go get, the Roach and the art gremlin over." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah." And lo and behold, on the screen, real living breathing. I'm like, "Oh my God." I got real nervous. I got real shy. I was like, "Oh, don't fuck this up. Don't fuck this up."
I can imagine. I'd for me it'd be like meeting royalty. It'd be like,
right? Yeah.
No, we love that entire family.
We do.
They are some of the most amazing people that I've ever had the pleasure to call friends. And
they come up with weregeese.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Who doesn't love a weregeese?
Gangster weregeese in
Gangster
Chicago.
weregeese. Isn't that a Coolio song?
It should be if it's not.
It really should be. So, anyway, every week I go through my ever-growing collection of PDFs. And I pick something. The PDFs.
The PDFs.
I pick something to take a look at. And that collection grew exponentially during last week as a group of Spanish role players who were located in Valencia, where there was a disaster that happened a couple of months ago with a torrential rain, and it wrecked people's lives. So they have put together a bundle of 771 PDFs. And yeah, fuck it. I went all in and I bought that. So yeah, I think I must be crossing the 2K mark.
Probably.
With how much. So I'll never get around to playing all of them, but this one I fucking will, because not only does it look fucking awesome, it's also forged in the dark, which really, really is my thing.
You like some forged in the dark.
I do like me some forged in the dark. I like forging in dark and all those cool things. So this one, I'm going to bring up their website now before we actually get into the book itself. This is called Bump in the Dark. So what they've done, they have taken the Forge in the Dark mechanics and they have applied it to a Monster of the Week kind of game, which, yes, I'm aware there is a Powered by the Apocalypse Monster of the Week, which is fantastic. By all means, play that. But if you're like me and do like a bit of Forged in the Dark, check this shit out because it looks fucking phenomenal. So you're located in the real world in 1994. I think it's in a fictional town. And you are part of a pact. And this pact is a group of hunters. and you go ahead and you go and face your monster of the week, a la Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
Uh,
Supernatural, and all this.
ah,
And so it's less about heist, it's less about that sort
yeah.
of angle that Forged in the Dark games normally kind of lean on. And it is very much about, just going and hunting things. And it looks absolutely wonderful. I've started reading into it,
Good.
and let me just bring up the other screen now of the actual game. And it is fantastic. It is by Last Pine Press. You can find them on Blue Sky. So go give them some love.
I just like the name. Last Pine Press is so cool.
And it works for this kind of game, especially like the Monster of the Week game, which this system has been inspired by, but they used Blades in the Dark. So for me, it's taking a great system and a great concept, using a system that I really fucking enjoy.
Yeah.
I'm 100% going to play this.
Yeah.
And I
As you
already
should.
know how to implement it, which is fucking amazing. But
Oh.
I can't do that because spoilers
Oh, that's rude.
for my players. But
That's rude.
it's going to be part, because I'm doing this world in which every season will be a different theme entirely.
Okay.
So we're starting with a cyberpunk where I'm going to be using Hack the Planet,
Oh,
which is a
yeah.
Forged in the Dark game. And then I'm going to move on to other Forged in the Dark games, but with different settings, as it were. And
Okay.
I've got a way to make them all kind of connect and work. And this is going to be part of that. So with this, that'll
Yeah.
be now 3 seasons I've got sort of loosely planned.
Interesting. Okay.
So
right.
yeah, let's go back to that's the thing. So again, it uses Forged in the Dark. It doesn't lean so heavily on the crew mechanics, but it is still present because that is your pact and that is your group of hunters. And the more that improves, the more you improve as a hunter yourself.
That checks out.
So it is a decent size. It's 168 pages.
Mhm.
And in that, they have managed to fit in most of the more important rules for Blades in the Dark, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
So you
That
don't
critter is
necessarily
messed up.
need
Sorry. That
uh,
critter that you just rolled away from. I was like, oh my gosh.
that. This is my favorite image so far.
That's good. That's pretty brand. That's spot on. I like that.
That is so fucking fun.
That should be a tattoo on somebody.
I mean, that would be amazing.
Right?
Just having that as a
Right?
tattoo. Just
Yeah.
someone battering the shit out of a cryptid.
Yep. I'd have a scene
So
with you.
yeah,
Audrey?
everything in here, if you're into the Forged in the Dark games, it is all here. You've got your position and effect, you've got your action rolls, you've got your version of the Devil's Bargain, which that I can't remember what they quite called it, but it was quite an interesting thing.
All right.
So the thing is, I look at these books and I go through them, I kind of go, I like that, and I don't make any fucking notes.
Oh.
Yeah, because deal with the darkness.
Oh, that sounds good.
I mean, so yeah.
Yep.
And everything is there. The stress mechanic is there, but they call it hope instead of stress.
Oh, okay.
So when you run out of hope, you're fucked, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It is fantastic, and I cannot wait to bring this to the table because
That's gonna be good. Yeah.
I do want
Yeah.
to run a sort of like a supernatural inspired sort of campaign, and it will all be within this same world.
That's fantastic. I love that.
So yeah, do check it out. Last Pine Press.
Last
So
Pine Press.
you can find them.
Love that name. I can't get over that.
Yeah, I know. It is a really cool name. And I did have my Trello up, which gives me some information. Because you know me, I'm a pro. So you can find them on Blue Sky. The person I dealt with is Jex Thomas at lastpinepress.com, and you can find all their stuff at lastpinepress.com. They've got a lot as well. they've got a lot of, and I can see that they've submitted to a lot of bundles.
Oh, I love that. I
Yeah,
love giving back
so
to the community.
yeah, it is great. These guys are doing great fucking work. Check them out and check out Bump in the Dark. So yeah, that is my pick for this week,
John's
and
junk for this week.
I'm going with Juan's junk.
Juan's junk.
Juan's junk. Does that?
What-
I don't know if it
Juan's
rings.
Juan Swunk. That's not the worst. That's worse.
That doesn't work because Wanderings wasn't too bad.
Juan's Wanderings. Good lord. Say that tonight. Hua hua.
No, I'll just Wanderings. Just Wanderings. Doesn't have to be Juan. It just be Wanderings.
Wanderings. I do like that.
I think people are watching this and kind of going, "What a narcissistic prick." Everything's about him. Well, yes, it fucking is.
I mean, I'm dying. Oh my god.
It is
I
about
like
me.
Wanderings. I like Wanderings. That's a
Wanderings.
good one.
Yeah, Wanderings. But I mean, Juan's junk is also funny. I always lean to funny though. I always go for funny.
Yeah, Juan's junk. Yeah.
But that has been Juan's junk for this week, or Wanderings for this week.
But
I tell you what, I'm gonna let you decide what we're gonna call it. And by you, I don't mean you, Atlas. I mean by people.
I was gonna say, I was like, no, I don't want to name that. I don't want to name your junk.
No, I mean, people get in touch. Tell me whether it's Juan's junk or Wanderings or something else.
Or something. Yeah, if you can come up with something even better, please do.
Come up with just, hit us up on Threads and let me know. Because
Rob says Juan's junk.
And just him putting "I love Juan's junk" in the chat is.
Oh my god! It's like the New York shirts, the I Heart NY. Like, no, don't you dare! I saw it.
I Heart JJ.
Ah,
yeah, that's probably not. See, Stefan's just put it in the chat, but I mean that could mean many things, though.
It could.
But yeah, Juan's junk. I'm liking Juan's junk, and so far we've got, it seems to be quite unanimous.
The stamp of approval. Oh no.
Yeah, we do have the stamp of approval. You are yawning, so
I
that
know.
tells me that it is pretty much time to call it an evening. Because I got packing to do because I'm fucking off.
You're going on vacation, and I'm gonna go eat at a all-you-can-eat meat restaurant.
Well, you go mad and you enjoy that. I'm going to be traveling 4 or 5 hours tomorrow.
Hell yeah! Travel safe.
We are going to a forest cabin, and it's going to be a fucking amazing.
Oh my god, that sounds good. Enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy. Travel safe.
Needless to say that there is no show next week. However, I have already done, edited, uploaded, and scheduled another trip down memory lane.
Awesome.
So do check it out next week. Hopefully it'll tide you over until we are back in 2 weeks' time. I just want to say a big shout out to everyone who came and joined us in the chat. We love you guys. We love you being here. We hope to be as entertaining as humanly possible for you guys.
We hope to be as entertaining as John thinks he is.
John knows he is. Thank you very fucking much. I know I'm a source of entertainment.
I mean, yeah.
My Dorset, North Yorkshire tones. Anyway, Atlas, thanks ever much for joining me this evening. If you want to tell people whereabouts they can find you.
I am Atlas Ursa, Atlas like the Titan, Ursa like the bear, at TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and my Discord server, which is pretty much, I think, in every link there. Which, if you just want to come shoot the shit, hang out, and play the occasional game, come find us.
Okay, so as for me, you can find me on TikTok, on Instagram, on Threads, on Blue Sky, on Facebook. I'm either Too Legit to Crit or at natural.juan. So just come and interact, come and chat to me. I want to get to know people in the community, and I hope you want to get to know us as well. And if something is said in any of those accounts that pisses you off, don't blame Atlas, blame me.
Nope.
I live for that sort of shit. And most importantly of all, I just want to thank everyone who took time out of their busy day to come along and listen to two idiots waffle on about tabletop role-playing games. Thank you very much. Good night.
I'm like, good
Oh,
night. And I'm like, it's not even night yet. Gonna go
it
get
is.
my
It
meat
is.
on.
It
Enjoy
is
your
nice.
vacation. Enjoy your
Thank you very
vacation.
much, and thanks everyone
Yeah.
in chat for wishing me good
Yes.
vacation.
Yes.
I will. I'll probably be popping in and out because
Okay.
Laura probably wants to get rid of me from time to time.
Yeah.
So I will have some times where it's like I'm bored. I want to do shit. I'm gonna
Okay.
go wind people up on threads.
There you go.
So that I will be popping in and out, but you know, guys know where to find me. Love you all very much.